Scriptwriting is by far the most important skill that separates the TikTok shop affiliates that are doing multiple six figures a month compared to the ones that are stuck around 10K a month. The method that I'm about to show you is what personally took me from being stuck around 10K a month to making well over 160K a month. It's what helped my student Brendan make $48,000 of profit last month. It helped my student Sarah make 14K last week. And it's the same exact method that helped my student Ashley make well over $15,000 of profit literally yesterday. Now, I know that when you hear results like this, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, that can never be me. I have to be some elite level marketer. I have to be the best copywriter in the world. And I just can't do that. Well, you are completely wrong, because this 5-step framework that I'm about to show you can take you to getting those sorts of results in absolutely no time at all. So with all that being said, let's just jump into it. So the first step in this process is to find a viral video that you can break down into a framework. The easiest way that I like to do it is just finding something trending extremely hard on the daily virals. This video right here, 5 million views in a single day. You go back a couple days, another 5 million views in a day. And then again, he's still the #1 creator getting, over 1 million views in a day. This makes me feel really good about breaking this video down into a framework because for some reason or another, this is working. So now that we've picked our video to break down, the next step is we have to check the conversion data on this video. The way that you can do that is by going into the affiliate center, seeing exactly what rate are they converting at. We see that this video was posted on 1/9, and then right here on the 10th, we see a huge spike in GMV. And this is not some callow data, not some Fastmoss. This is the exact data from TikTok. It's their backend. If there was no spike in conversions and he stayed making around a couple $100 of GMV per day, this would not be a good video to take inspiration from. You want to break down videos that get sales, not just views. And checking the affiliate center is by far the best way to make sure that videos are actually converting. So the next step is to take this video and paste it into a sandbox like this, or just paste the transcript into a Google Doc if you prefer that. Copy the script, paste it, make it black, and now we have a script like this. And what we want to do is create sections in the script, breaking it down frame by frame, essentially. So let me just play the video for you guys first so you can actually see what we're gonna be breaking down.
You see these flakes? This is going in your family's food. These are microplastics. Seriously, what are we doing to ourselves? It's 2027 now. We know how bad these microplastics are for us. Here's a great alternative I found on the TikTok shop. This is a bamboo cutting board set. They're all natural, antibacterial, and they're not gonna leach any of these harmful microplastics into your body. You get 3 cutting boards, including this extra large butcher block. They have the grooves along the edges for your meat juice, and they even come with a really nice display stand. You've probably thought about throwing away your plastic cutting boards. These are 37% off right now. They're a beautiful set with great reviews, but they're almost sold out. If you want to pick some up, just tap that orange shopping cart on your screen.
So now that we have seen that, we want to go section by section. The first section would just be the hook. You see these flakes, this is going in your family's food. These are microplastics. So boom, bold that, we have our hook. The second section, seriously, what are we doing to ourselves? It's 2027 now. We know how bad these microplastics are for us. So what I would kind of say this section would be relatability, because he's talking a lot about we, he's talking about us. Maybe I'd say we're talking to the problem-aware audience. So, we're talking to people that know microplastics are bad for us. We're talking about that problem. Then, as he shows the great alternative that he found on TikTok shop, this would be the product introduction right here. He's introducing it, like he's creating a problem, and then he's solving it through the product introduction. This is a bamboo cutting board set. Then we have the features / benefits. If I could spell features, let's bold this. So we have this, the features and benefits. Then we have what it comes with. You get 3 cutting boards, including this extra large butcher's block. And then we have our call to action, our CTA. So this wasn't too complicated. If you are a relatively seasoned affiliate, if you've already done 5K, 10K a month, you have the skills to do this. This isn't that complicated. And to be honest, this is all you need to know how to do. So we're gonna take this one level further, and we are going to make something like this where we're dissecting the deeper meaning behind each line. And let's make a dissection like this. First, we have the hook. Something to notice within the first couple seconds is first we have a great pattern interruption right here with a lot of movement. This is creating a lot of noise as well. This isn't what the typical scroller will see as they're going through the For You page. This kind of snaps them out of a scroll. Then we also have this headline, which is sparking fear through definite language. You are eating plastic. We're not saying you might be eating plastic, but you are. This is going in your body. This is going in your food. So that's just right off the bat in the first 3 seconds. Then,
You see these flakes? This is going in your family's food. These are microplastics.
so let's dissect this hook section right here. You see these flakes? This is going in your family's food. What he's doing here is extremely, extremely smart. So he's playing on our natural human desires. He's playing on our natural human desires. We all want to protect our loved ones and extend our lives, including our family's lives. What he's saying is if you're a parent and you're using these plastic cutting boards, you are hurting your children. He's sparking this almost sense of guilt through this definite language. This is hurting your family. He's tying the old choices that these parents are making to their identity. He's saying you are choosing to do this to your kids, and he's also kind of creating a loop for them to solve that identity issue because of course no one wants to be hurting their kids whenever they're making food. As we keep going through the hook, he explains the problem that these are microplastics. So before we keep getting deeper, something interesting to note is that he's talking to a more problem-aware audience, which makes this a more middle-of-funnel video. When you're sparking fear like he is, you don't want to be creating a whole new fear, you want to tap into an existing one. And microplastics are one of the biggest buzzwords of 2025. So by doing this, he's working off of the top of funnel awareness that, society has about these microplastics and just targeting all the people that already know that this issue is bad. This makes his job in selling people a lot easier. Then as we keep going past the hook, we have these lines right here.
Seriously, what are we doing to ourselves? It's 2027 now. We know how bad these microplastics are for us.
Seriously, what are we doing to ourselves? He has this relatability. He's not singling out the audience and saying, oh, you suck because you do this. You're a terrible parent. He's saying, why do we do this? I'm right there with you. I relate. Then we get to the line, it's 2027 now. This is obvious comment bait. It's only 2026. He knows that, but he's gonna spark a ton of engagement by people correcting him in the comments. People love to do that. But this is also kind of signaling to this next line that it's time for a wake-up call. We already know how bad microplastics are for us, so why are we still using them? Why are we still using products that still have microplastics in them? Now, this is the first section where we are just talking about, the problem. And the main intention here is to scare the heck out of our audience. And he does a very good job of that. He's really establishing the problem super well. And, he scares them. But once that fear is kind of at a palpable level, he does this.
Here's a great alternative I found on the TikTok shop. This is a bamboo cutting board set.
He's introducing the solution to their pain right when the audience is feeling like they need some sort of solution. This is perfectly timed. Then as we keep going through, we see he has a feature/benefit section.
They're all natural, antibacterial, and they're not going to leach any of these harmful microplastics into your body.
They're all natural, antibacterial, so that is the feature, what is the product, but then he also includes the benefit. So they're not going to leach any of these harmful microplastics into your body. This is why it matters to the customer. What's in it for them? If you just sell on features when you're selling with pain, you're going to have a hard time converting people. And as we're going to continue to see, in this section of the script, he's just solving the fear that he created in the first half of the script. He's showing the exact product that can make their lives a lot easier. Then he just goes into a section of what it comes with.
You get 3 cutting boards, including this extra large butcher block. They have the grooves along the edges for your meat juice, and they even come with a really nice display stand. You've probably thought about throwing away your plastic cutting boards. These are 37% off right now. They're a beautiful set with great reviews, but they're almost sold out. If you want to pick some up, just tap that orange shopping cart on your screen.
He goes into what it comes with, just extra features that make this product more desirable. And he goes into his call to action. And a super smart line that he has is, you've probably thought about throwing away your plastic cutting boards. He acknowledges that his audience is pre-sold. They've already made the decision in their mind and they just needed this product shown in front of their faces, and even tying it together with some scarcity and urgency, but they're almost sold out, so you should pick them up right now. So tying all this together makes people make an impulse purchase right on the spot. If they've been thinking about getting rid of their plastic cutting boards, here's the best solution for you. It's on sale, grab it now. You've already decided this. So yes, to do a deeper breakdown like this, you're gonna have to know a bit more about marketing. But if you can only do something like this, hook, relatability, problem, product intro, benefits, features, when it comes to CTA, you're still fine. Because in this next step that I'm about to show you, you don't have to do anything crazy. It just helps to be able to break things down like this. So in the intermediary step, we can create a framework. So we have a fear-inducing hook that goes into the wake-up call, relatability, then we have the product intro, we solve their fear, we tell them what it comes with, and then we have a CTA. So now that we know all that, we get into step 5, which is where we find a product or a problem that fits this sort of framework. We plug and play. So because we know that this video is targeting a more problem-aware audience and that we should really tap into an existing fear instead of creating a new one, I was just brainstorming, okay, what's another widely known problem? And what I came up with was Teflon pans. It's such a buzzword, just like microplastic. I was just thinking about, okay, what's a product that solves this issues for people? And I remembered seeing this video by Blush that was promoting a hex-clad pan which solves this issue. So boom, we have our little shift, because in content creation with TikTok Shop, you don't have to just reinvent the wheel, you just have to make it different enough to actually spark a new wave, spark a new idea, make that next trend. So we have our problem, we have our product, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna plug and play into that framework using the proven benefits for HexClad, which is a different product, which theoretically is enough to re-spark this framework. We're not copying this guy directly, doing the same exact video on the same exact product. We're shifting products, shifting pain points, shifting problems, which re-sparks the wave. So what this would look like is, you see these flakes, same exact hook. Maybe we'd have a visual like this.
Would you do this to your
scraping an old pan, not the HexClad, and we'll show all the gross Teflon coming out of the pan. You see these flakes right here? This is going in your family's food, keeping that same natural human desire aspect there, and then having a different line, just shifting it to this new product. So instead of these are microplastics, these are carcinogenic forever chemicals, or this is Teflon, it has carcinogenic forever chemicals, things like that. Then we keep on going through, having the line of rage bait relating to our problem-aware audience, the wake-up call. Seriously, what are we doing to ourselves? It's 2027 now, the same exact rage bait. We know how bad these Teflon pans are for us. It's the same exact thing, just shifting the problem over. We're not copying, we're stealing like an artist. Then we have our product introduction. This right here is a great alternative from HexClad. We've sparked the fear here, and now we're gonna solve it. And what we can do is take proven benefits from Blush's video and tie them in, because we know that they've converted already.
brand new pan? This is the 3-piece pan set from HexClad. They're a revolutionary combination of cast iron, stainless steel, and non-stick.
So we're just gonna take that line and use it, in our product introduction. This is a revolutionary combination of cast iron, stainless steel, and non-stick. And we keep seeing what Blush did.
Non-stick surface is protected by this laser etched hex pattern. It's metal utensil safe, excellent heat distribution.
So we have that line right there. It's metal utensil safe, and there's this laser etched hex pattern. The feature. Okay, what does the product have? But then we have to take it one step further if we're actually selling with fear. We have to give them the benefit. So this pan won't leach any of those harmful carcinogens into your body. Instead of it being microplastics, we're shifting it over. Then we go back to Blush, see what the proven features are.
The set comes with an 8-inch, a 10-inch, and a 12-inch skillet. All three come with oven-safe lids, and HexClad gives you a lifetime warranty on these.
So then we just go into a very similar what it comes with to Blush. You know, you get an 8-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch skillet. Instead of it being a bamboo cutting set that comes with a butcher's block, we have what it comes with for HexClad. You know, they're strong enough to sear while being dishwasher safe, and they even come with lids for every size. Amazing. Then we have the same line as the original video. You probably thought about throwing away your Teflon pans because if they are already aware of their problem, I'm sure they're already pre-sold on this idea as well, so we're gonna acknowledge that. Then we have the same CTA. You know, they are always sold out. They have a deal right now, so grab it while you can. Again, what we're doing here is not reinventing the wheel, and contrary to popular belief, you don't have to reinvent the wheel to actually write a script like a top 1% affiliate. You just have to understand the juice behind what made that original video work and shift it over and make it new enough. Let the other creators like this do the hard work for you, and you can just ride their wave without having to copy them. Because if you just copied this bar for bar, you're not gonna get results. But if you shift it like this, just a little bit different to a new product, that'll make it a lot more likely for you to get results, you know, like these. If you found value from this, definitely subscribe because I'm gonna be pumping out a lot more videos exactly like this in the coming months. God bless you guys. I hope this helped, and I hope that you have a great day. Peace.